Hey there, my friend, Chad Reyes. Excited to share with you today about a growth plan. You know, without having one, you'll never achieve all that you were supposed to achieve in your lifetime. And one of the things that I'll say is this, is that without a growth plan, you will drift off, you'll get distracted. And I want to give you something that I do every year to prepare myself to grow. I call it the fishes, FISHS, the 5 capitals: financial capital, intellectual capital, social capital, human capital, and spiritual capital. And what I do every year is I say, how am I going to intentionally grow in all 5 areas? How am I going to grow in my finances? How am I going to grow intellectually, meaning the books that I read, how I'm learning and growing? How am I going to grow my social capital, my relationships, the people that I have around me? How can I intentionally grow there? My human capital, I call that giftedness. How do I develop my giftedness? You know, one of the things I love doing, and I've heard that I do it pretty well, is the ability to communicate. How do I develop that? How do I grow that? How do I refine that? And then my spiritual capital, for me, as a person of faith, how do I develop my relationship with God? Now, that may not be with you. That maybe yours is traditions that you have with your family. For me, it's my faith and my walk with God. But how do I develop those 5 areas? That's an intentional growth plan. And I want to encourage you today, if you don't have one, I want to challenge you to build one. And the great thing about this is it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't. You just need to start walking. And as you start walking, it all gets clearer. The picture becomes more refined. And my friend, today I want to encourage you, I want to challenge you, and I want to inspire you to create a growth plan in those 5 areas. Financial, how am I going to grow my finances? Intellectual, how am I going to grow in developing my knowledge? Social, how am I going to develop relationships? Human, how am I going to develop my giftedness? Your giftedness is the area where you're most motivated, most competent. And then spiritual. I'd encourage you, if you haven't spent any time with God, for me, it's a game changer. Not saying it needs to be yours, but if you haven't, just try it out. It may be the biggest blessing. I want to thank you today for allowing me to speak into your life. All right, be well.